Hello, what's up guys? I'm from Peso Smart PH here. Welcome sa panibagong episode. Shoutout din sa mga podcast listeners natin. I appreciate you all. Today, pag-uusapan natin yung proposed amendments ng PSE sa kanilang listing rules. So, first off, titingnan natin kung ilan nga ba yung listed companies dito sa PSE. So, currently, 273 companies yung results dito sa PSE Edge. Ito yung current listing sa buong PSE. Lahat ng mga pwede nyo bilhin na stocks. And kapag factor in dyan yung mga like for example yung REIT, diba? Isa lang naman yung REIT dito sa PSE. And like yung mga preferred shares, mga preferred stocks. Yung total niyan is maging 334 according to sa data or sa list ni BPI Trade. So, as of October 5. October 7 ngayon. So, hindi naman to agad-agad madadagdagan. So, yeah. 334 total stocks na pwede nyo pagpilian. And ito, silipin naman natin yung isa sa pinakamalaking or if hindi yung pinakamalaking stock exchange sa buong mundo, which is yung New York Stock Exchange. Currently, meron silang 6,616 current companies na listed dun sa stock exchange nila. Sobrang dami, no? Laking difference. Malaki naman US, so talagang maraming companies dun. And yun nga, hindi rin naman ganun kalaki yung Philippines. So, pero, pagka ikukumpara yung stock exchange natin sa like ibang ASEAN exchanges, medyo mababa yung number nung stocks natin na listed kasi medyo mahigpit yung listing requirements nitong si PSE. Okay, let's move on. Ito Hong Kong Stock Exchange naman to. So yung main board nila merong 2,142, di ba? So almost times 10 dun sa current listing sa PSE natin. So and yung Hong Kong naman di rin sila ganun kalaking country. So ayun, medyo all hats tayo dun. And ito nga, galing sa Manila Standard. Sabi ng Manila Standard na sinulat ni Jennifer B. Austria, PSE to revamp listing rules to lure more IPOs. So yun yung main point nila and yung main reasoning or rational para ma-encourage nga yung mga companies to go public. Okay, so the Philippine Stock Exchange plans to revamp its listing rules to encourage more initial public offerings as the country lags behind other exchanges in the region in terms of new listings. So, yun nga, na-mention ko kanina, yung other ASEAN countries. And yun nga, yung sa Hong Kong, di ba? Nasa 2,000 plus yung stocks na nakalist sa exchange nila. And then sa atin, nasa 200 plus lang. And then kapag factor in yung ibang preferred shares and yung REIT, nasa 300 plus lang din. So, konti lang talaga. The PSE said in a draft amendments to the listing rules for the main board and small, medium, and emerging boards that it aimed to update the listing rules to take into account the challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, while positioning the equities market as a viable capital-raising option for companies looking to fund recovery measures or pursue expansionary plans. Ito yung mga bagong list na companies or like in the case of a REIT dito sa PSE. So yung last one is obviously yung REIT. August 13. Pero yung stock is yung Altos, no? June 26 pa. APVI. Then, yun yung Merrimart. Actually, yun dapat nag-subscribe ako dun. Pero, hindi ako nakabili agad. And then, ito yung Fruit. Nakapag-subscribe ako dito. So, November 29. So, tatlo pa lang ngayon 2020, no? Yung mga bagong listing. And then, tatlo lang din nung 2019. So, medyo konti lang talaga. Ito naman yung mga new listings and current applications. I'm not sure kung bakit wala dito sa current application yung sa yung sa Converge, pero I think kasi approved na, so natanggal na siya dito. And then malilist pa naman siya is later this month pa. Mag-IPO lang siya like I think ngayon na nga ba? Oh, yeah, I think starting today until next week yung pag-subscribe. Check out nyo na lang sa online stock broker nyo para ma-double check. And actually, ginawan ko nga pa rin ng video. So, kung interested kayo, click nyo lang tong links dito sa taas. So yeah, same lang, Frutas, Merimart, and then Arit. Actually, may ano pala ito, may board. So, dalawang main, no? So, SME lang si Merimart, and then main tong si Arit and si Frutas. So, yeah, the PSE plans to remove the 500 million minimum capitalization requirement for companies seeking to list in the main board. So, medyo mabigat yun, no? So, pagka natanggal yun, siguro mas madami nang magpapa-IPO sa PSE. Instead of focusing on EBITDA, ibig sabihin on earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, as a measure of profitability, the PSE will look into the net income of companies planning to hold an IPO. Tama naman yun eh. Kasi yung EBITDA, like, hindi pa nababawas yung mga dapat mong ibawas, diba? Lalo na yung taxes, yung interest, and all that. Medyo malaking ano yun eh. Medyo malaking mga expenses. Eh, paano kung hindi ka na kumikita after nun, diba? So, dapat net income talaga yung pinagbabasihan. Companies will be required to have a cumulative net income of 75 million pesos for 3 fiscal years immediately preceding the filing of the listing application and a net income of 50 million pesos for the fiscal year before the filing of the application. The PSE will impose a minimum total stockholders' equity requirement of 500 million pesos as a measure of the financial condition of the applicant. And then for companies naman planning to list under the SME board, yun yung small medium enterprises, the PSE will remove the requirement on having a positive EBITDA in the last 2 years of the 3 fiscal years preceding the filing of the application. It will instead require companies to meet the cumulative net sales or operating revenues of at least 150 million for the last 3 years with at least 20% average net sales or operating revenues growth rate over the last 2 years. So, yung kumbaga nagkaka-revenue naman sila, well, hindi yun actually kita pa, no? Kasi may mga expenses pa. Pero like, magandang business. So, nakakabenta sila for example or may nagsusubscribe na sa mga services nila and may gumagamit sa kanila, okay naman yun, no? Kung healthy yung revenue ng company. So, yun yung magiging requirement para dun sa mga SMEs. And then, it will also shorten the operating history requirement from 3 years to 2 years prior to the filing of the listing application and replace the 100 million minimum authorized capital stock requirement with 25 million pesos paid up capital requirement. So, yeah, kahit bagong company pa lang, pwede nang magpa-IPO sa PSE sa mga SME, no? And then it said that in 2019, there were only 4 new listings at the PSE while Indonesia Stock Exchange had 55 new listings. So, ang laking difference, no? Yung nasa list ko nga kanina na galing sa PSE Edge, 3 lang no? Yung sa 2019, hindi pa na-lista yung isa. So, apparently 4 yung na-list sa PSE na bagong company last year. And kapag kinumpare mo sa Indonesia, 55 ang layo, no? So more than 10x or 10 times. So other exchanges had 10 to 34 new listings. So kulelat pa rin tayo. The PSE said that as of August 20, it was able to add 3 new listings. Indonesia Stock Exchange was able to list 5 companies in its main board and 32 more companies in its SME board. So, di ba? Olats na olats talaga. Kasi nga medyo parang mahigpit yung requirements nila para makapag-IPO. I think okay din naman yun. May good side or like may upside pa rin yun, no? Like, napoprotektahan talaga yung mga investors sa mga gusto mag-subscribe dito sa mga IPOs na to, sa mga bagong companies. Pero, may upside din naman if like yung mga bagong companies is makapag-IPO agad. Kasi, pagka long-term investor ka and nakita ng company na talagang maganda yung potential and then bago pa lang siya napag-invest ka na. So, murang-mura mo mabibili yung stocks sila. And then eventually, like sabihin natin after 10, 20, or 30 years, naging para kasing laki na sila nung sabihin natin San Miguel, SM, diba? So, pabor na pabor sa mga early investors. And then yung Bursa Malaysia had 30 new listings naman during the same period. So, lamang pa rin sila. And then, ito yung mga nasa small, medium, and emerging board ng PSE currently. So yan, hindi ko nga kilala itong mga to eh. Actually, I think yung Makati Finance Corporation lang yung familiar ako kasi na-list ko yun dati sa mga nagbibigay ng dividends. I think 2 or 3 months ago. But yung iba, hindi talaga masyado familiar para sa akin. Okay, ito naman is galing sa Business Mirror. So, sila to nung editorial team nila. So, PSE into the 21st century finally. Gawa nga yun ng mga changes, proposed changes na gusto nilang ipasa. So there are two purposes to a stock exchange, neither of which is to be used as a propaganda tool to make politicians look good. The first is to provide a platform and facilities to allow companies to raise capital from public investors by selling company equity. So yun naman yung main purpose talaga nun. Kasi para mas makapag-invest pa sila dun sa business and makapag-hire ng employees para mas lumaki yung operations. And para mas maging like efficient yung pag-operate ng business, yung kailangan nila ng pera, di ba? And yun, in return naman, syempre, pag kumita yung company, gradually nilang ibabalik yun doon sa mga nag-invest sa kanila. Then the second purpose is to provide a fair and regulated environment for subsequent shareholders to buy and sell ownership in the listed companies. Yun, syempre, kailangan natin ng market, no? Saan pipili tayo ng mga companies na gusto natin bilhin. So, sabi dito, Amazon Incorporated went public in 1997 and is now AMZN, the third largest company in the world. The 1997 Amazon could not be listed on the PSE main board today as it was not profitable. Diba? Sobrang parang awkward or parang iffy na hindi siya pwedeng i-list sa PSE main board today dahil lang hindi siya profitable. And ayun nga, it lost 5.78 million that year nung 1997 and pangit yun, no? Kasi ang ganda ng potential nitong Amazon Incorporated and isa na nga siya sa pinakamalaki or like most valuable companies in the whole world. And like for example, diba, may ganitong company dito sa Philippines like right now and then hindi sila mapag-list, diba, sa PSE. Parang sayang naman. It would be lucky to qualify for the SME board. So, yan. Sana matuloy nga yung changes para like hindi tayo maka-miss out like ng mga ganitong opportunities sa mga ganitong companies na maganda yung potential in the future. Right, the proposed changes to the listing requirements should be adopted as quickly as possible so that we can move into 2021 on a positive note. So yan, medyo gloomy nga, no, yung 2020 and wala masyadong like parang progress. These changes will not only bring in more public companies but will open different industry sectors that have not been available before to investors. So yun, di ba? Kung makita nyo, sobrang like big companies lang talaga yung nandito sa PSE. And parang yun lang din naman yung magandang bilhin for now. Kasi sila yung mga nagbibigay ng consistent na dividends and then medyo maganda yung capital gain appreciation. Like yung mga maliit na companies hindi mo talaga napapansin. Parang hindi naman worth it pag-investan. Pero ayun, pagka may mga companies na talaga interested tayo, like for example, mga tech companies, diba, dito sa Philippines na nade-develop and ngayon pa lang nabubuo currently. Ayun, magandang mag-invest sa mga companies na yun, sa mga businesses na yun. Alright, so we're heading towards the end of this episode. Silipin natin yung mga sources for today's video. Nandiyan si PSE Edge, PPI Trade, New York Stock Exchange, Hong Kong Stock Exchange, Manila Standard, Business Mirror, and a photo from Unsplash. Lahat ng mga links is matatagpuan sa description sa baba. We have a quote of the day before we end na galing kay Jimmy Butler. So sabi niya, I've learned enough times in life that saying something is completely different than acting upon it. So wag lang natin sabihin, gawin natin. And pag minsan nga, kahit hindi mo na sabihin, basta ginawa mo, mas okay yun, no? Mas favorable yun, and mas magkakaroon ka ng progress. Alright, end na natin yung episode here, guys. Sana may natutunan kayo, and if umabot kayo at the end of this episode, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up and share nyo rin if natripan nyo yung content ko. twice a week ako nag-upload ng mga videos katulad nito. So subscribe ka na rin and ring the notification bell para wala ka ma-miss out. Thanks again for watching, stay safe, and always remember, be Peso smart.
Show me.